everybody who is watching this video. My name is Olenjolain TAYAI singer from beautiful, fantastic country called the United Republic of Tanzania in eastern of African continent. I would like to welcome you onto our official YouTube channel that's called the YouTube, that is called the Tanzania Online O-Level or Ordinary Secondary Schools, or in short we call it Tanzania Online O-Level Secondary Schools, in square bracket Olenjolain. In these YouTube channels that we are training students, we are teaching students, or particularly we are solving particular common problems that facing ordinary students, or ordinary secondary school students in United Republic of Tanzania, in Africa, and even in the world in the world. So in this channel that we are teaching, or we are training students on 3 subjects for the 4 classes. In each subject, each subject we are teaching 4 classes. The first subject is basic mathematics, as you see here. The second one is, so in basic mathematics we are teaching Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4 by using the curriculums of United Republic of Tanzania. But these materials might be universal, might be used elsewhere in the world. And also the second subject is basic physics, or physics for Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. Similarly, we are teaching students chemistry for Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. So please stay tuned. In this YouTube channel, we are solving a common problems that it happens many students in United Republic of Tanzania, in African continents, in North America, in America, in Europe, even in Asia, and even in Australia, that you find that they have visions in scientific and mathematics subjects, but because of the challenges that they encounter during the process of learning at ordinary secondary schools, you find that they fail to pursue those subjects, and even they fail to understand the concepts, and even they fail in the exams. So if you analyze the failure rate for artistic subjects and science subjects, you'll find that many students are to fail the scientific subjects. So with these programs, we are supplementary the efforts that have been taken by the ordinary teachers or O-level teachers, so that we can make students to be well, or to be competent, and to understand the subjects, and even to apply for the rest of the year life. Our main objective, we are teaching students to think differently, and even how you can use the knowledge that you are acquiring in the class to solve real-world problems in your community. So this program is for the serious students. I'm very serious on this program, and I believe that even yourself who is watching these programs, you are serious. So in case that you are serious, you are in the right place. So if you are not serious, please be ready to be transformed from unseriousness into the seriousness, because science and mathematics need serious people. So take your exercise book, take your pen, take your pencil, take your ruler for drawings, and even just make sure that you have a correct and even a good mindset in order to acquire the materials that I'm going to teach you. So remember that in all the 3 subjects, if we'll be teaching the Form 1, meaning that the class 9 in Europeans or Americans educational system. In Tanzania, in the Africans, we call it Form 1, right? So for the Form 1, all the 3 subjects we'll be teaching by using 2 languages, English and Swahili. Why I will be using both languages is because that in United Republic of Tanzania, you find that more than 60% of the students, they used to pursue primary educations in Swahili language. So they have just a subject called the English, but that they are not well trained on that. So during the Form 1, that's the time for transition for them to be taught for the first time in English, right? So some of them, so you find that really they are from the English medium schools in primary education. So for them, so they'll be comfortable with English. So in order to make them comfortable in this program, for all the subjects of the Form 1, I'll be using 2 languages. But from Form 2 to Form 4, I'll be using the English language as instructional language and even training language. So if that's the case, I believe that you are ready. All of those inputs, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you share these YouTube channels, make sure that you ask questions in the comment sections, and also make sure that you go through the session 1 before the session 2. So welcome. In this video, I'll be teaching you from the departments of basic mathematics. This is abbreviations of mathematics, so we call it maths. Okay, so the subject basic mathematics. The chapter is chapter 7 called Algebra. I would like to start with a quick review. The session, this is session 2, so we have done session 1. If you are not familiar, make sure that you go through on this YouTube channel. The video is still there. We have video 1, part 1 and part 2. It means part A and part 1. So 01A and 012. So make sure 01A, 01B. So make sure that you go through. So the topic is algebra, and the class is for a pre-form 1 or pre-class 9 and or form 1, or means that the class 9. So I believe that you are ready. Let us go to the business. Napenda kukaribisha wanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza au darasa la 9 katika mifumo mingine ya elimu tuweze kujifunza pamoja. Mada yetu ya siku ya leo inaitwa algebra. Mimi kwa majina yangu naitwa Mwalimu Olenjolain TAYAI kutoka katika nchi ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Na so niko tayari kwa ajili ya kuweza kushirikisha kile kidogo ambacho nachokifahamu. Kwa hiyo kwenye video hii nitatumia lugha zote mbili kwa ajili ya lengo au kuwafikia au kuwafundisha na kuwasaidia kundi kubwa la wanafunzi ambao wako kidato cha kwanza. Kwa hiyo twende darasani sasa. So the quick review in session 1, basically we have introduced to you reference books. Manake nimetaja vitabu vya rejea, reference books or materials. Manake vitabu vinaweza kutumika kujifunza hisabati katika kidato cha kwanza. Okay, and also we in case of, after I mentioned the reference books and materials, also we went inside the syllabus. Kwa tulienda katika mtaala syllabus of basic mathematics, okay, and especially for the topic of algebra. Kwa hiyo tuliangalia ndani ya mtaala wa hisabati katika wa ngazi ya O level katika somo la hesabu na katika mada inayoitwa algebra, right? So then in this one I've mentioned the subtopics, na tuliona kwamba kuna subtopics 4 katika topic ya algebra. Maana kuna mada vidogo vinne ambavyo tunatakiwa tujifunze. Lakini but also I've mentioned what is specific objectives. Specific objectives, kuna malengo gani ambayo labda kama wizara au taasisi ya elimu ya Tanzania inahitaji mwanafunzi awe ameakidhi anapokuwa anamaliza mada ya algebra. So specific objectives of algebra. So I've shared with you, and then finally I shared with you about contents of algebra. After analyzing the reference books and the syllabus, then myself as a teacher came up with the contents of algebra. Kwa manake yaliomo katika algebra. Tajifunza nini kwenye topic ya algebra? So baada hapo, so today let us go to the first sessions that we call session 1. So because I just got in general introduction, so this one we call it intro, right? So we call it introduction. So introduction ni utangulizi. So in abbreviation we call it intro. So introductions is long term intro of algebra. So intro of algebra. Say algebra. So the topic of algebra is not a new topic. Students or pupils used to learn the topic of algebra in any language during the primary education. But in this case, we might even take it further. Sawa, kwa hiyo manake ulipokuwa darasa shule ya msingi ulijifunza mada ya algebra na milinganyo ile mbalimbali, lakini kwenye hili eneo tutajifunza kidogo kwa undani, kwa sababu ni mada ambayo utakutana nayo mpaka utakapokuwa unafanya stashahada. Okay, stashahada, shahada ya 3 au shahada za MIF. Even in PhD you'll find that you'll be learning about algebra. It's one of the beautiful subjects. So we have a fundamental question. Kuna swali la msingi sana. What is algebra? Mtu akikuuliza nini maana algebra? What is algebra? Or define algebra. nini maana ya algebra, right? There are many definitions, I found two. Kuna tafsiri mbalimbali za neno algebra, lakini nimekuletea mbili ambazo za msingi na naomba tufuatane pamoja. So the first definition, we say that algebra is a branch, is a branch of what? Algebra is a branch of mathematical, so algebra is a branch of mathematical symbols, right? It's a branch of mathematical symbols, okay? And their rules. Mathematical symbols and their rules. Their rules for manipulating. For manipulating these symbols. Kwa algebra ni tawi la hisabati. Algebra is a branch. Kwa branch manake ni tawi la hisabati, okay, nalotumia alama na sheria, rules for manipulate, kwa ajili ya kuweza kuzitumia au kuzifanyia milinganyo mbalimbali hizo alama. So algebra is a branch of mathematical symbols, is a branch of mathematics, or is a branch of mathematics, yeah, is a branch of mathematical symbols, okay, or is a study of mathematical symbols. So correct is a study. So excuse me for the minor correction. Okay, is a study of. So algebra is the study of mathematical symbols and their rules for manipulating what symbols. Manake algebra ni somo, is a study ambalo tunajifunza juu ya alama za kihisabati, okay, na sheria ya kuzifanyia matendo mbalimbali ya kihisabati, kwamba sheria tunaitumia tunapojumlisha herufi moja jumlisha na herufi nyingine, either zinazofanana au zisizofanana, au tunapozidisha herufi moja, labda herufi moja mara namba au namba pamoja na herufi moja. That's the meanings of what manipulating what symbols. Manipulating symbols. Or okay, another definition, we can say that algebra is a branch of mathematics. It's a branch of what? Of mathematics. So algebra is a branch of mathematics in which letters and other generals are used to represent numbers and the quantities. Numbers and quantities in formula or equations. Kwa algebra ni tawi, hili ni tawi, is a branch of mathematics. So mathematics has many branches. Mathematics has one of the branch called the algebra. Mathematics has another branch we call the analytical mathematics. Mathematics has another branch we call probability. Mathematics has another branch that we call the statistics. Mathematics has another branch that we call the coordinate or geometry. Yes, geometry. Mathematics also had another branch that we call it numerical, right? Numerical methods. Mathematics are the branch, has several branches. Has the branch that we call the calculus. Kwa hesabu ina matawi mengi sana, lakini tawi moja hapo linaitwa algebra. Kwa algebra ni tawi moja hapo la hesabu ambalo linatumia herufi na other generals are used to present kwa ajili ya kuwasilisha namba na vitu mbalimbali kama uzito, kama urefu, kama muda in formulas katika formula, kwa kutumia formula au kwa kutumia equations. Manake equations kutumia mlinganyo fulani au kutumia mlinganyo kwamba quadratic expressions or equations and so forth. Kwa maana yake kwenye algebra ninachofanya badala ya kuwa na kwa mfano tuseme the most common symbols of algebra is the broad of area. Okay, manake badala kwa mfano we say that, for example, if we want to do, let's say we say 4 plus 6, this is equal to 10. So this is arithmetic. Ni tawi moja hapo la hesabu inaitwa arithmetic, right? Manake hii ni number, this is the real number, and this is the operations, we call it basic operations, and this is the number, and this is the equal sign, and this is the number. So there everything is fixed, so 4 plus 6 is always equal to 10. So in algebra, instead of having 4, badala kuandika 4 naweza kuandika n jumlisha nini. Instead of having 60 for example, naweza tukatumia herufi c. So maybe is equal to d. Kwa manake a inaweza kachukua thamani yote, c inaweza kachukua thamani yote, d inaweza kachukua thamani yoyote. Ndio maana algebra. Kwa hiyo ninachokuwa najaribu kufanya, naweza kufanya matendo yale ya hisabati ya kujumlisha, kutoa na kuzidisha na kugawanya, lakini katika mtiririko, katika mpangilio kidogo wa kupanua wigo, badala kuwa na zile namba ambazo ni ataina maybe ambazo namba hiyo tunakuwa na herufi ikiwa inawasilisha namba nyingi zaidi. So that's the meanings of algebra. So I want to give you too much details. Ngoja tuangalie kiundani nini kilichokuwepo katika hili somo la algebra. So anasema algebra, another point says that algebra is the broad. So algebra is the broad area of, is the broad subject, okay, is the broad study of what is mathematics. What does it mean? Algebra ni somo pana sana katika hisabati ambayo tuwezi tukasema tunaweza kufuatilia kwa mara moja na tukamaliza. So another thing that in algebra, kuanzia kwenye tafsiri, in algebra that we say that algebra uses symbols in order to present a certain formula or a certain equations or a certain mathematical, we call it expressions, right? So algebra inatumia herufi kama tulivyosema mwanzoni. Sasa namba use of the symbol, okay, use of symbols. We can use symbols, right? Symbols to form algebraic expression. So algebra uses symbols to form what? Algebraic, say algebraic, okay, say algebraic expression. Form algebraic expression. Form algebraic expression. Form algebraic expression. So what do you say? We say that we have to move from where we used to be. Katika arithmetic, tawi moja hapo pia la hisabati, tunatumia namba peke yake, namba na matendo ya hisabati. Kwa mfano kama tulivyoandika 4 jumlisha 6. Kwa maana yake ile namba jumlisha pamoja na tendo, pamoja na namba, pamoja na alama, pamoja na nini? Na namba. Sasa hapa hiyo nasema ni in arithmetic. So in arithmetic, okay, in arithmetic you learn whether in standard in primary school. In arithmetic we use only numbers. We use only numbers and what? And the arithmetic operation. Arithmetic operations And these arithmetic operations are plus, minus, multiplication, division, right? To what? Represent equation. Represent an equation, right? But okay, so for example, 20 plus 4. This is equal to 24. So this is arithmetic. So we have 30 over 3. So the answer is equal to 10. So no any letter has been used in there. Or possibly that we have, let's say 0.4, right? Plus what? Or minus 0.11. So the answer is what? 0.39. So that's arithmetic. No any use of what? Of a letter. So in algebra, we take the arithmetic operation or equation into the next step. And the next step that instead of using numbers, we might use letters to make it perfect, right? So in arithmetic, okay, components of the operations is constant, but in algebra, numbers are often represented by symbols called the variables. Okay? So we say that in arithmetic, so now the challenge that we find is in any arithmetic, okay, in arithmetic components of operations, the components of what? Of operation, components of operation remain constant. Remain constant, right? Remain constant. But in algebra, as I will teach you, lakini katika algebra, numbers are often represented. Numbers are often represented. Okay, represented by symbols called the variables. Symbols called the variables. The symbols called the variables. The most common variables such as, okay, that one. So tunasema kwamba katika hii operation 20 sasa na 24 kwa niko haibadiliki. Huwezi kubadilisha. Maana ushaandika kwamba component moja hapo ni 20 na pili ni 4. So 20 plus 4 is always 24. Don't have anything else to check. But if we'll be using variables, symbols, for example, letters that we call them variables here, then you find that the variable can take any value. Depends on the inter what has been given. High. So he said that the most common hizi variable zinazotumika mara nyingi katika hisabati. Most common variables are what? X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, right? And then you have what? N, etc. Kwa hiyo badala kuandika kwa mfano, nasema kwenye algebra, badala kuandika 20 plus 4, then this is say that x plus y maybe is equal to 6. So this is an algebraic expression because here we don't have a number. This is a variable, this is a variable, this is a number, right? So etc. So example of representing numbers as symbols are this. So examples of representing numbers as the symbols are this. So these are the examples, right? So against, for example, we have y is equal to 7. As against then represent this y representing a certain number. Y is equal to 7. Then we can have n plus 3n is equal to 4, right? So this is another expression. right? But we can say that we have x squared is equal to 3. So all of these are algebraic expressions. We are presenting numbers by using letters, right? If you have any question, please don't hesitate yourself to ask in the comment section. Kama una swali lolote kuhusiana na kitu tunachojifunza, mada tunayojifunza au kipengele tunachojifunza katika video hii, tafadhali uliza katika sehemu ya comment section ambayo iko chini hapa ya video hii. Okay? Uliza maswali yako kadri unavyoweza kuuliza. Okay, so x plus y, and that was the advantage of algebra. It provides a wide range of values of example. So you say that nini tofauti kati ya mlinganyo huu x jumlisha y sasa na 6 na 20 jumlisha 4 sasa na 24. Tofauti ni kwamba mlinganyo huu uko hivi au badiliki. Lakini mlinganyo huu kwa mfano x inaweza ikawa 1, y inaweza ikawa 5. Ukizijumlisha hizo namba utapata 6. Sawa? For example, also x can be 3 and y is equal to 3. So if you take 3 plus 3, you get 6. Also, x might be 5, and hence y must be what? Y must be 1. So 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So you have multiple values of 40. So you say that this is the one of advantage of algebra of what is arithmetic. So you say that the advantage manake faida, the advantage of what? The advantage of algebra is it provides a wide range. Provides what? A wide range. Say wide range. Wide range inatupa manake of values. Inatupa manake yenyewe inawasilisha then number mbalimbali of values, right? Of values, right? Kwa kama tulivyoona. For example, when you say 20 plus 4, the answer is 24. This is quite different if I say that suppose 20 is x plus y, 4 is equal to y is equal to 24. So we have multiple choices there. Tuna thamani nyingi sana za x na y ambazo ukizijumlisha unapata 24. Unaona hii inabeba thamani nyingi wakati hii inabeba thamani moja tu, right? Good. If you have any question, kama una swali lolote, if you have any question, don't hesitate yourself to ask in the comment section, sawa? Kama una swali lolote, uliza pale. Kama unaona naenda haraka, unaweza ukastop, ukasimamisha video, ukaandika, baada ya kuandika ukaendelea, ukairudia video hii mara kwa mara mpaka uelewe katika akili yako. So then we have branches. As we say that algebra is a circle. So also we have branches of what? Of algebra. We have branches of algebra. Kuna matawi ya algebra pia. Algebra is the branch of mathematics, but also even itself algebra just what contains some branches. Okay? So we say that in mathematics, there are 5 branches, main branches of 40 of algebra. Okay? So let me mention them. The first one we call it elementary algebra. So this is the first one, elementary algebra. The second one we call it advanced algebra and advanced algebra. Say advanced algebra. Advanced algebra. The third one we call it abstract. This is common for many institutions. Abstract algebra. And then the fourth one, after having that abstract algebra, we call it communicative algebra. So the first branch we call it communicative algebra. Kwa haya ni matawi ya algebra. Nataja tu. Okay? The fifth one, kwa sababu utakutana nayo kadri unavyoendelea kujifunza hisabati. Linear linear algebra. So you have those 5 branches of algebra: elementary algebra, advanced algebra, abstract algebra, communicative algebra, and linearity algebra, right? Linear algebra. Linear algebra. So, in these 5 branches, if you'll be pursuing mathematics, you may learn all of these branches. But if you don't want to pursue mathematics, you might maybe learn the elementary algebra. This is what we cover in O level. Advanced algebra we cover it in, for those who will be studying pure mathematics after your O level, like I do. Abstract algebra, in most cases, you'll find it in undergraduate level. In many universities or many institutions, you find a module, this we call it a module, a course we call it abstract algebra. But communicative algebra, you find if you specialize in mathematics. Linear algebra, also you find in some of the universities or institutions, for example, in MIT, that you have to learn a module called linear algebra. And actually, that's a very interesting subject for engineers and statistics, right? So that is all about branches of algebra. But let me look about this compulsory or fundamental branch of algebra that we call it elementary algebra. Say with me, elementary algebra. Elementary algebra. Elementary algebra. Say elementary algebra. Elementary algebra. Elementary algebra. Right? So what is elementary algebra? Right? So you say that this is a branch. So elementary algebra say that this the branch deals with basic property basic properties of numbers. So we are dealing with everything like basic numbers, constants. We have constant, for example, pi is a constant, and relation between them. So this is the meaning of elementary algebra. Okay, relation between them. Tunasema hili ni tawi la algebra, is a branch of algebra, right? So it's a branch of algebra. Okay, deals with what? Basic properties, not advanced, basic properties of what? Of numbers, constant, and the relation between them. Right? Relation between them. Are the meanings of what? Of elementary algebra. And this relation between them, we say that it includes Roman 1, we say that equation, right? So Roman 1 starts including equations. Then Roman 2, formation. Roman 2 is formation. Roman 3 is manipulations, and then the evaluations of expression. It involves evaluation of expression, Then Roman 5, it involves equalities. Roman 6, this involves inequalities. Then Roman 7, this involves what? Solving linear equation. Solving linear equation. Roman 8, solving quadratic equation. Solving quadratic equation. So those are some of the contents that the elementary algebra deals. It deals with equations, deals with formation of expressions, manipulations, okay, of expressions, evaluations of expressions, deals with equalities, that equal sign and equal sign, okay, and then this deals with inequalities, that left hand side is not, it is less than or greater than, less than or equal or greater than or equal, and the means of inequalities that we learned in this subject. Solving linear equations, manake kutafuta thamani ya herufi mbili labda au herufi moja au mbili, asasa herufi mbili ya nini kwa wakati mmoja kwa kutumia equation mbili, okay? And then solving what? Quadratic equations, pia katika kufanya maswali au kutafuta thamani ya x au ya n au ya herufi ambayo ndani yake kuna ina sehemu labda au ina namba tatu au ina milinganyo, manake kwamba ina milinganyo mitatu. Na mlinganyo ni yani ina herufi moja, lakini herufi hiyo moja katika sehemu moja ya hiyo equation manake ina power ya mbili au ina square juu yake, manake that's the means of quadratic equations. Tutajifunza quadratic equations zaidi kidato cha pili, kwa sababu kuna mada kabisa kwa ajili ya hiyo quadratic equations, na nitakuwa pamoja na wewe, I promise you. Okay, so if that the case that we say that that is all about elementary algebra, and then we are very interested now as lovers of mathematics. It's your homework that to go through advanced algebra, circular algebra. That is, you can go through yourself, so don't worry about that. Then now let us go to another subtopic that we call algebraic expression. Okay, algebraic expression. Algebraic expression. Say algebraic expression. Very important part. Naomba unisikilize kwa makini. So the fundamental question, sifanye tu maswali ya algebraic expression bila kujua nini maana yake. What is algebraic or algebraic expression? Okay, algebraic expression. So you say that in mathematics, somo la hesabu, in mathematics, an algebraic expression, an algebraic expression, an algebraic expression built up from integers right? From integers, constants, integers, constants, variables, and algebraic operation. And the algebraic operations, algebraic operations, which is plus, minus, multiplication, division. Right? And dot exponentiation by an exponent, that is rational number. Okay. Sawa. Kwa sema katika hesabu algebraic expression built up from nini? Integers, inaweza ikatengenezwa na integers au constants, manake kama pi square, pi cubic, variables, manake herufi, and the algebraic operations, okay? And algebraic operations have asimani and exponentiation, okay? And what? So this is and the exponentiation. Inawezekana pia katokea katika exponentiation, right? Exponentiation, nasema exponentiation by an exponent, that is rational number. Exponentiation. Kwa hiyo nasema kwamba algebraic expression inaundwa na integers, manake number hasi au number chanya, constants, manake 2, 3, 4, 5, variables, manake ni herufi x, y, z, m, n, a, b, c, d, and the algebraic operations, jumlisha, kutoa, kuzidisha, kugawanya, okay, and the exponentiations, au wakati mwingine kwamba tunaweza tukaandika maana exponentiations, we can write that example for algebraic expressions at x square minus 4. This is what? 4x is equal to 2. This is exponentiation. Manake x juu ya, manake kwamba juu yake, juu ya x kuna nini? Kuna x mara x. Okay? So you can have against another algebraic expression that we have 3y is equal to, or 3y is equal to 3y square, or 3y minus 4y. 4y is equal to 0. So all of those, we call them in mathematics algebraic expression. Okay? So you have many algebraic expressions, and we'll teach you slowly, step by step. Okay, so that is about the algebraic expression. Okay? So we have some examples. Okay, we have some examples, as I've mentioned here. Another example, you can have that, let's say, we have x over z is equal to 4. And then we say that we have z square minus 4z is equal to 3. So all of these are algebraic expression, right? No, there's no equal sign, please. So there's no equal sign, excuse me. So for instance, this one, and then for instance, x over y. So let me write them properly. So you say that the examples of algebraic expression, because that's the difference between algebraic expressions and algebraic equation. X squared minus 4, what? 4x. No equal sign, right? And then this here we have 3y minus what? 4y, right? And then say, let's say x over z. I'm just rewriting what I have it here. Then you have z squared minus 4z is equal to 0. Or is equal, no, there is no equal sign as I said. So, etc., etc., etc. So that's the meanings of all the algebraic expressions, and those are the examples of algebraic expression. So let us analyze in details the meanings of algebraic expressions. So in algebraic expressions, we have one of the vocabulary that we call the terms of algebraic or algebraic expressions. Terms of algebraic expression. Nini kinachounda algebraic or algebraic expression? So terms of algebraic expression. Terms of algebraic expression, right? So what the meanings of the terms in algebra? Nini maana? That is might be the third question. What is the meaning? Third or fourth question, or 40 of terms. what the meanings of term, right? In algebra. In algebra, right? The terms is the part of the algebraic expression. So simple like that. Term manake ni sehemu is the part of algebraic or algebraic expression. Manake ni sehemu ya algebraic expression. Ni sehemu ya algebraic expression. So term is the part of algebraic expression. That's all. Sehemu ya algebraic expression. Tuone mifano. Example, let us use those terms. X squared minus 4x. This expression has what? Two terms. Two terms which are, what are the terms? First term, second term, right? So the first term is x squared and the second term is 4x respectively. This is basic operation, right? So again, if you have, let's say, x plus y plus z, right? So this one has what? Or even 3z. This one has 3 terms. Okay, that's how we count the terms. 1, 2, 3. So 3 terms, right? So 3 terms, and this one has 2 terms. And what are these 3 terms? So which are x, y, and what? 3z. Those are the 3 terms of that expression. So that the meanings of term is the part of algebraic expression. So if you have algebraic, it means algebraic expressions is formed by different terms. And the term that we find on the left is